Hey guys, welcome back to the Sonic Historical Marathon, my celebration of 25 years of Sonic the Hedgehog, playing through almost every game from Sonic 1 to Sonic Lost World. Today we're focusing on just two games, two that share the same title actually, Sonic Unleashed for the PS2 and Sonic Unleashed for the PS3. I'm getting the PS2 one out of the way early because I don't like it, because the PS3 one is fucking rad as fuck! So let's get this thing started. And this is Sonic Unleashed for the PlayStation 2, and I only label it as for the PlayStation 2 because the PS2 and Wii versions of the game are not the same at all as the HD versions that are on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. In fact, it's almost like you're playing a different game. Now, the way I've described this in the past, and the way I'll continue to do so, is like this game basically plays like a handheld version of Sonic Unleashed, the real version for the PS3 and Xbox 360. So, you know how they'll release, say Sonic Colors for the Wii, but then they'll also release a Wii version that kind of plays completely differently. So, it might have the same levels, the same story, stuff like that, but it plays like a different game. That's basically how I would describe this. It has a similar play style, but it's nowhere the same. So, you'll be able to see that in this video, because it'll be highlighting both versions of Unleashed. So, the HD version has actual hub worlds. In this, it's replaced with like a static screen where you basically just click around and talk to people. It's really boring. And then there's also the Guy Gate, which is the only real hub world that you get. And then there's the stages. So let's just focus on playing the stages right now. I'm not going to show you any cutscenes for this version of Unleashed because they're all compressed because it's on a standard definition console and not on the Xbox 360 and PS3, so we'll just wait, and, I'll show you cutscenes on that, because they look magnificent. So you can already tell that the boost meter at the bottom is very different than the boost meter in Sonic Unleashed. It's, like, segmented now, and what I am still trying to get used to is the drift, and the drift button is square, and the boost button is circle, so you can't really boost and drift at this. Well, you can when you do that, but you can't hold them at the same time. It's just kind of strange. Let's see if I can handle this. Ooh, that was nice. That was muy bueno. So this version of Unleashed is actually the one that I played first, and it's the one I knew for the longest time before I got a PS3. Now, I got this the year it came out, which was 2008, and I don't think I played the real Unleashed for, like, another 3 years after I've known this one. I completely played through it all. I thought I knew Unleashed so well, and then I played the real version, and I fell in fucking love with that version. But we will get there when we do. But I'm still gonna keep drawing, similarities between the two, because that's kind of what this episode is all about, kind of showcasing how each one is. At the beginning of each act, you can do that little, spin thing by pressing the boost button to kind of, Oh, I hate that. It's like you can't drift and boost at the same time. That's because in the HD version, it's done with the triggers. Also, it should be noted in this version, let me see if I can showcase it soon. It should be noted that when it gets to these sections, you can see Sonic slowed down a considerable amount. He's super slow now, for, no reason. And just look at this, level design, it looks very empty. There's, not a lot here. It's just pathways with the occasional enemy. It just looks almost like a fan-created Sonic game. You know how sometimes those fan games will they'll look really, really empty and not have a lot there? I'm not trying to shit on any... Ooh, I stopped running. I'm not trying to shit on anyone's, fan game or anything. But they just sometimes kind of have that look. This kind of looks like that, because it just is so very empty. The complete opposite of the HD version, which I will continue to call the good version, or the real version of Unleashed, because that's what it is. And you'll notice that you don't really hold the boost and continue boosting. It's just like you have one little increment of boost that you press, and you just kind of keep pressing it. You can't hold the boost, which is strange on its own. I'm not really sure why they did that. I'm honestly like 90% sure this version of the game only exists because it was still in between consoles, and people still had PlayStation 2s and Wii's instead of Xbox 360s and PlayStation 3s. So they were like, well, we don't want to alienate the gamers that still don't have the most modern console, so let's make a version for them. And that's just pretty much probably what the exact thing they were thinking when they made it. So let's do a night level or two in this, because, that is a big part of Unleashed, is the night levels. The day levels are great, and a lot of people shit on the night levels. And I can see why. It's not very Sonic-y, not really how you would think of Sonic being. It's a beat-em-up style, similar to God of War. But, you know what? I like it. It's fun. At least, I don't know if I like this version, really, after all these years, but I do like the HD version, for sure. Oh, look at the Werehog's model. It looks so strange. So how do I run? Alright, you double tap it. And my health bar is enormous. I'm playing on an already completed file, so... There we go. Fuck you up. Fuck you. Oh shit, look at that. Oh, grab is the shoulder buttons, huh? There we go, you're dead, son. What's interesting about this game is the level up system with the Werehog. It looks like exactly the same as the level up system in God of War, how there's like a ring that fills up, and I think in God of War it fills up with blood. In this it just fills up with, energy, whatever. Can't be blood because it's Sonic. But yeah, it looks like exactly the same, and you get like power-ups. Although I find the combo system is much better on the HD version, as with everything in the game, really, is better in that version. In this, you can't like launch up on a thing and then like jump and you'll turn into a ball as the Werehog. You just gotta climb, and that's all you can do. I just noticed that Missouri in this game, you know how it has the, whatever the name of the level is in the HD version. It's not even a level, it's just a boss fight here. And this level as a whole, or this game as a whole, doesn't even have Empire City as a level. Because, granted, it doesn't add anything to the story, I believe. Like, you don't progress any further. There's no Chaos Emerald in Empire City. But it's a fun level, and this game doesn't have it. So, yet another reason that I don't really care for this. Now, as I said before, I played this game before I played the actual version of the game. So, I liked it. It was for what it was. But it didn't have anything on the HD version once I played that. So, once I played that, I was like, yeah, I'm not really ever going to play this version ever again. Because there's no real reason to. The only reason it exists is to cater to the people that did not have PlayStation 3s and Xboxes when this came out. And the reason I'm playing it before the HD version is, one, it just is better to do that way. Why play the good one and then the shitty one? But it also came out before the HD version, actually. For the Xbox, I think it came out, like, this version came out, I think, like, 3 days before the Xbox one. The PS3 one came out a little later in December, but they were still around the holiday season, so around that time. But this version did come first, which is kind of strange. But for what this game is worth, it's not bad. It's a little fun, in fact. But I don't know. To me, it just does not hold anything of close to a candle to the HD version. But that's just me. I'm a sucker for the HD version. I love that game so much. Ooh, I'm doing pretty good this round. I always thought that was funny, though. In this version, if you hit a wall while you're boosting, you'll just, like, flatten and then fall over. Oh, fuck. No, 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 no. No! This level is probably one of the better ones in this version of the game. It's not that it's better than the HD version, it's just it's a generally good level in... Give me some boost. There we go. Tired of tripping over my own feet. There we go. Run like the wind, bullseye. Oh yeah, and there's not really like checkpoints in this game. You just kind of spawn back somewhere. The game just decides. Fuck, why did it not ring dash? I still remember the level design pretty clearly, even though it's been so long since I've played this version of the game. It's kind of weird how you just kind of remember shit like that. No, I want to... In fact, I'm going to make Spagonia the last level of this part of the game. So enjoy the last level of the standard definition version of the game until we get to one of the best Sonic games ever, in my opinion. And the enemies are so, like, spaced apart in this. That's one of the things that makes it feel more empty. And, ooh, what's this? Running on the wall. And drift! Well, didn't even drift. That was nice. Well, the one good thing this game does is it makes the homing attack not the same as the boost button, which is what the HD version, one of its biggest flaws was, admittedly. You know, it kind of sucked, because whenever you would see a commercial for this game, it would always show the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 version. So whenever kids bought like the PlayStation 2 or the Wii version, they would be like disappointed because it'd be like this other version of the game that they weren't even seeing on the TV. I remember one time my brother was borrowing the Xbox 360 version from one of his friends or something, and I walked in, and this is when around the time when I was playing this version of the game. So I had already known this version pretty well. So I'm like, wait a minute, why does this look completely fucking different than my version? And then I was like, oh, I was cheated. They made me a version of the game that I did not want, because the HD version's great. Speaking of the HD version, let's move on to the real version of Sonic Unleashed. Here we go. Here's Sonic Unleashed, the good version, the fucking awesome version, Sonic Unleashed. Holy shit, do I love this game. Man. Dude, just fucking, it's so good. So, alright, a little bit of background. One of the reasons this game looks so beautiful in terms of graphics and, you know, everything, is because it's run on, the graphics are on the Hedgehog engine, which was developed after Sonic 06, because obviously that game's graphics are not that great. I don't really think they were too remarkable for the time either, like some people like to say. So, kind of like the last one, or when I played the, you know, the first version of Sonic Unleashed, I'll be just kind of playing through some levels, but I'll probably also run through some cutscenes as well. But yeah, man, this game I fucking love. I didn't play it for a while. I got it when Sonic Generations was relevant, and then I played this, and I was like, holy shit, man, this is fucking awesome. Now, one of the only things I don't like, as you can see right here, is that boost and homing attack are the same button. Now that was remedied in Sonic Unleashed, or I mean, not in Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Generations, which is, you know, that's fine. But it's annoying, so thankfully they fixed it. And I'm just kind of rambling here. I'm just happy to be playing Sonic Unleashed, man. This is too good. Oh, I've never been so happy. This is, yep, Chip, I know. I played the game, man. So, yeah, why do I love this game? Well, multiple reasons. I love how it plays. I think it rivals Generations, and I know Generations was kind of, it fixed a lot of the issues that Unleashed had. Like the, well, it changed the drift from how it was in this game, Sonic Unleashed, but I think they made it worse. I think the drift is much better in Unleashed than it is in Generations. Like I said, they changed how the homing attack and the boost were the same button. That is probably my biggest annoyance with the game. Look how fast this is, man. Just, Jesus. It's so great. Sonic is never moved like this. And yeah, in Generations it was boost too. But I think this game just feels faster. And it probably is, honestly. It's just, it's so fucking fast. Watch out for the... Oh, there weren't any spikes there. Another reason I love this game, it was fucking ambitious. And what I mean by that is, lately, Sega has been kind of playing it safe with games. Like, they've been relying on a lot of nostalgia, like bringing back old Badnik designs, and kind of, in some cases, kind of mimicking Nintendo with, you know, Sonic Lost World, kind of just feeling like a Mario game. And it's like... It doesn't feel like they're taking risks anymore, and they kind of aren't, and that's I'm not really happy with that. Even Sonic Generations was played pretty safe, you know, like they didn't go out of the way to make like a impressive story or anything, and even the graphics in Generations look worse than this game, and this game is almost 10 years old. In 2 years it will be that, and that's just kind of crazy to think about. So yeah, this game was very ambitious, and to come after Sonic 06 and be as ambitious as it is makes it like 10 times better. Because like, fuck, man? This game came after fucking Sonic 06. Even if you like 06, you have to agree that it put Sonic in a very bad state. And this is the game that came after and kind of saved him in some cases. I don't know, man. I just feel like Sonic has been, you know, they've been playing with Sonic like too safe lately. They need to take more risks, you know, be more ambitious like this title was. This is a long game. It has like an actual structured story. It has a few new characters added in it. You can see one right there, Chip, who I actually like. Chip is cool. And you know what? It introduced the werehog, and that was a very, you know, it was some people don't like it a lot, and I can see why. It's not necessarily Sonic-esque. But you know what? I think that's fine. And I think, at least in this version, I think the werehog is just fine. It's some extra platforming, a little bit of a different gameplay style, whatever. So if you don't know the story of this game, Eggman basically breaks the Earth apart, freeing this creature, Dark Gaia, from the inside of it. It's kind of similar to Sonic Adventure in that regard, because, you know, he revived Chaos with, like, this ancient document that said something would happen, and he does kind of the same thing with Dark Gaia. And in doing so, he turns Sonic into this werehog thing, or only at night, anyway. Sonic's sent on a world tour around the world, restoring the Chaos Emeralds in each Gaia temple, along with his new friend Chip, the sidekick character for this game, who I like. I like him. You know, I can see why people would say he's annoying, but Chip is alright in my book, man. He's a good guy. So the fact that Sonic is sent on this world tour gives you the chance to see all these different environments from around the world and have kind of an excuse for them, you know? Sonic has always had, you know, different level tropes, but this gives, like, kind of a reason why these level tropes are here, you know? We're over here because we're in this kind of deserty area, and, you know, we're in Empire City because we're in Empire City. They're actual environments of the world, instead of just, you know, random green hill zone and whatever, you know. So this game is very fast, as you can definitely see. Always moving, always grooving. Love Shack, baby. You know how it'd be. And right here you can see Sonic actually does his pose from Sonic... Oh, not right here. When you get an A or an S, I think, he does his pose from Sonic Advance. Which is really cool. That's before Sega was, like, constantly giving fan service to the old games, you know? Because once Generation came about, and actually probably even the year before with Sonic the Hedgehog 4, they started really, like, relying on the nostalgia for a lot of aspects of the games and stuff. But we didn't get a lot of little nods like that. And in fact, the level we were just playing is like this really awesome remix of the end credits theme from Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Master System. And like I said, that's before Sega was doing that shit all the time, so that's very cool to see that kind of stuff, you know, so early, I guess you could say, before Sega was doing all that. And you know what, let's do Apatow Night. So I'm basically going to be using this version to talk about more of the stuff and explain the game more as a whole versus how I kind of did in the PS2 version. So, Sonic the Werehog, his playstyle is completely combat-oriented, very God of War-esque, kind of beat up these enemies before you can proceed to the next area, a lot of that kind of stuff. Also lots of platforming, especially in towards the end part of Spagonia Night, or Rooftop Run Night, rather. Much more fun to play than the PS2 version is. I mean, I'm also leveled up in this version, so I can thrash everything. Hey, fucker! I can thrash everything, like, without second thoughts or even trouble. But, you know, I still have fun. It's still good. The platforming is definitely much better, and you can run with using the trigger instead of double tapping double tapping on the analog stick, which is much more convenient. You know, having to double tap is kind of a chore, and it's annoying. Hey, look at this fucker hiding out. I just destroyed the door to his house. How do you even get in there? Oh well. So yeah, just look at this shit. There's so much more action on here versus the PS2 version. One of the reasons I like this version... Holy fuck! I was doing like a cartwheel shit! Damn, look at all these yellow diamonds! God, no, I don't want to go unleashed. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, now I'm super fast. See, people that complain about the werehog being slow, like, look at how fast I'm moving right here. You know, it's not slow. Like, yeah, there's a lot of combat, and yes, he does move slower than Sonic does in the day stages. But you can still run and platform and shit. I'm gonna defend this game in pretty much all its aspects, like, forever. It does have flaws, yes. I'm not trying to say it's perfect. It's not perfect. But I respect this game a lot. Probably more than I respect most Sonic games because of what it is, what it stood for, and just what time it came out and what Sega did with it. You know, a lot could have gone wrong, and if this game didn't come out and didn't exist, Sonic might be in his, like, very, very dark age like he was with, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 and Sonic and the Secret Rings. Just take a moment to think about that. Like, this game probably did a lot. It probably revived a lot of people's faith in the franchise, even though it did get bad reviews, which is criminal. IGN's review of this game is fucking atrocious. That's one of the videos that really made me, like, go, like, fuck IGN for good. I know they don't really have a good rep anyway, but, you know, fuck them. So something that's cool about the werehog in this version of the game is that there's actually, like, punches. I found that in the combat for the PS2 version, it was much more like slashing and stuff like that. But in this, you know, you actually, like, you can do this. Super. Holy fuck, did you see that? Banana Slammer. I said this before briefly, but I'll go over it more now. This game is fucking long as shit, man. It's like, it's extensive. It'll take more than, you know, one session to beat for sure. And that's one reason I really, really, really like it. And, you know, by that logic, I should like Sonic 06. I'm not saying I only like this game because it's long and it is, you know, it can't be beaten in just one session. But it kind of stems back to the ambition of the title itself from Sega and, you know, the developers and everything. Like, compare it to Sonic Generations, that game can be beaten in one session. Like, you can 100% the game in one session. That is not going to happen with Unleashed unless you have, like, no life and you just sit in home and just play the game all day. So this would be a good time to go over how Sonic Unleashed has this little XP system. You get experience in both versions, day and night, both level types. Admittedly, the night gives you way more because you're beating up much more enemies, and you can fill up all these different meters. And you can actually switch to the day Sonic, fill up his meter too. Actually, ring energy is max right now. So why don't I just fill up speed a little more, level that shit up, because I gotta go fast, you know, as they say. I'm looking at the waveform of this commentary, and it's so much more than I had on other games, because I have a lot to say about this game, and I think I always kind of will. You know, I kind of bank on repeating myself with some aspects, you know, because if you've watched my top 10 favorite Sonic games or any other video where I talk about Unleashed, you'll hear a lot of the similar points being made. But, you know, I gotta do it because I gotta talk about my favorite game, or my second favorite game. I do like Adventure 2 more than this game, even though I suck this game's dick constantly. Because, you know what? Not a lot of people suck this game's dick, so you gotta give the dick a little action, you know? So, let me just take a moment to appreciate and talk about this game's soundtrack, because, what the hell happened there? Because, holy hell, it has a fucking amazing one. So, I think it's unlike any other Sonic soundtrack out there, and I'll tell you why. So, you know how Sonic's traveling all around the world in this? Let me just... fuck! The music kind of needs to represent and get the feel for that, because it's a Sonic game and, you know, Sonic music's always good. So it kind of needs to show in the sound that that's what Sonic's doing. And kind of needs to tell the story without words. At least not the vocal themes anyway. What am I saying? Anyway, this game's soundtrack is very worldly, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of different music styles in it. It's very orchestral with its cutscenes, which gives it kind of the feel for a movie. I'm gonna boost over here and just kill that guy. There we go. And then in the actual levels, it's very you know, it represents what you're playing through. Like, for right now, I'm playing through a level based on New York City, so it's very jazzy, very, I don't know, it's hard to describe. You kind of get the feel for it, you know what I'm trying to say? And it's the same with, like, you know, Spagonia, Rooftop Run, and more so in the hub worlds for those, I think, than the actual level music. But it's okay, what I'm trying to say right here is the soundtrack is fucking good, so appreciate it. This game is so good. Fuck, no, 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 no! Wait, can I save it? Oh boy. Did I just do that? I think I did. I don't think I've ever been over on this section. So I just got done talking about the music and how it's so good, and it is. But I do prefer the Generations version of Rooftop Run. It is more beautiful. The violins sound a lot better in it, admittedly. But Generations and Unleashed are both so good, man. How could you even dislike? How could you? Boom! Goes the dynamite. Sonic has a wall jump. What? Excuse me? Yes, it is true. He has a wall jump. Oh, you know, in this section, if you come over here... Stop. You come over here... Sonic... Look, you can see the Sonic 06 box art on the newspaper. Look at that! That guy's like, what has Sega done? Here's another thing. I love how these NPCs look. They look cartoony and Sonic-y, and you remember how Elise looked? Fuck that, man. This is how humans in Sonic should look. Can you let me through, please? Trying to complete the level. Holy fuck, did you see that? The world didn't even load, man! Doesn't usually do that. Maybe it's because I spent so much time talking to those people back there. So right here, I'm going to take a short break from showing the levels to show one of the hub worlds and then some cutscenes just to kind of watch through, experience, you know, on the marathon. Why not? Because I'm not playing through the whole story. That would take ages. Like I said, it's a very long game. So yeah, look at this hub world. It's fucking good, right? It's no fucking Soliana. It's straightforward. It's not like 1,000 acres big. It's just good. And it's fine. And there's little people you can talk to, like, you know, Cicio. Why not, man? It's enjoyable. I like talking to these people because they're colorful and they're a little cartoony, and that's how humans in Sonic should look. Not like the fucking dead cardboard cutouts that Sonic 06 has. You know what? And you can talk to these people and see what they're doing. You know what? Just drop in on their lives. And you don't have to get involved or anything. You could just talk. It's good. So right here is Professor Pickle's lab. I don't think he's in there because he's in Shamar, because that's where he moves later in the game. 100%ing this game I don't think I've ever done. I'd love to one day though. And over here is the, if I can get there, you can get to the Encyclopedia Data Archives and look up like Apotos. And well, this is just the art. Look at this. Isn't this fucking cool? I think every Sonic game should have this somewhere. Like, you should be able to access this shit somewhere in the game. This is cool, man. I like that. Let's see what is the directory, or the bestiary. You can look up, like, the descriptions on the machines and look at the art. This is cool. This is the exact kind of shit that I love. And I've always liked it, and I think I always will. And look at this. Deep Nightmare, Killer Bee, Red Killer Bee, the Cure Master. Look at all this shit. So this cutscene literally was used as the opening in the PS2 and Wii version of the game. Like, before you even get to the start menu, this cutscene plays. And it's kind of out of place, because at the end of this cutscene, when Sonic falls towards the Earth, it has the logo, say Sonic Unleashed, and it's very cinematic, and it's just so great. First of all, do you see how fucking gorgeous this looks? And just take a look at Eggman. His model looks fucking fantastic. Not his 06 model, and oh man, I think that is the coolest entrance Sonic has ever had in a Sonic game. Just look at that shit. Crouched over like the fucking Dark Knight himself. And I guess I just left them off, because no cutscenes looks better. Anyway, I mean, no subtitles looks better. What I was saying, though, was that towards the end, Sonic falls to the Earth, the logo appears, and then it's cinematic, and then it transitions into the next cutscene. when it's on the PS2 and the Wii, it opens and then Sonic falls towards the earth, and then the logo isn't there because it's about to be the start menu. So it's just a shot of the earth for like 10 seconds, and then you get to the start menu. And it's kind of like, what the hell? So I don't know why they moved it to the opening of the game versus just the opening cutscene, but you know, whatever. This right here, dude, you know your game's gonna be good when it starts with Sonic going fucking super and just blowing all expectations out of the fucking water. Like, you're supposed to see Super Sonic at the end of the goddamn game. Here he is, front and center, right here at the first fucking cutscene of the game to blow your shit in and just fucking blow you away. Look at him! He's wreaking havoc on Eggman's fleet, and the graphics have never looked better. So I realize having the subtitles off for the marathon might be not the best, because you guys might want to read what's going on, but just looking at it, it makes it look like a movie, because movies don't have subtitles unless you turn them on. And the ability to turn subtitles off is a feature that I think every Sonic game should have, and I'm really sad because I don't believe that Adventure 2 has the option to turn cutscenes off, or turn subtitles off. Look at this! Oh my god, what is Eggman doing? Look, this part of the game immediately gets you hyped up, because Sonic just went super, okay? That's like the end-all, be-all, fucking, he's gonna wreck shit up. And then Eggman just zaps the super out of him and steals his Chaos Emeralds, using him to just power what his plan is going to be right here. And look, right there, Dreamcast in the bottom left corner. Another little fan service nod. I think maybe after Sonic 06, they were like, alright, maybe we should have some fan service in our games now, and they started doing that. But then they came out with like Black Knight and shit, and I haven't even played that game yet on this marathon. Oh, but I will. Okay, this is a CG cutscene, so it's very, very, very beautiful and pretty. But here's the thing, and we'll see this in a second, the in-game cutscenes, they don't even look like that. Well, they don't look bad at all. They look good. They look... I mean, obviously Eggman doesn't look the same, and you can't see every individual mustache hair. That is true, but it still looks really good. And Sonic, the cutscenes in this game run in 60 frames per second. Oh, so right there you could see Eggman stole the power from the Chaos Emeralds, turned Sonic into a werehog, freed Dark Gaia. And you can make the argument that Eggman just fucking lured Sonic here, or Eggman had all these ships just to lure Sonic here with all the Chaos Emeralds and use him for his own plan. Eggman's model in this game looks really, really cool. Now here's that shot I was just talking about just a minute ago. Oh, Sonic, whatever. There's the logo. How cinematic is that shit, man? That is fucking awesome. So here's the second in-game cutscene that you are able to see, and I'm not capturing in 60 frames per second, so it's not going to show up as this, but this right here looks amazing. It's in 60 frames per second, and it's so good. Ooh, man. Can we please, I beg of you, Sega, can we please get Sonic Unleashed ported to the PC so it could run at 60 frames per second for the entire game? Oh my god. And I know there's that Unleashed project for Generations. It's not the same. They play differently. Generations and Unleashed play differently. It's just, they look the same, but they don't play the same. Look at Chip. He's so fucking adorable, right? I goddamn love the guy. Hell, this is Dan Green as the Ice Cream Man. Look, can you imagine being the guy that, like, made that ice cream? Like, in the game, like, sculpted the polygons and everything and made it look so fucking delicious. Alright, let's watch one more cutscene. Let's make it a CG one just for good measure, because they're so fucking beautiful. Oh, look at just the fur on the werehog and how it's all blowing in the wind and, well, what the underground wind or whatever you want to call this. This is Dark Gaia. Holy fuck, man. Look, you can see, there's the Dreamcast right there next to him. And actually, the game that's next to the Dreamcast is Eggman Adventure, not Sonic Adventure. It has, like, Eggman art on it, which is pretty awesome. That's a thing, like, this game is beautiful, and the frame rate is mostly good, except right there, like, it'll just kind of, there'll be random spots where it'll just kind of wonk out. And I heard the PS3 is actually like it's worse. Like the Xbox 360 version's better at that kind of stuff. And that's, you know, that's fine. I have a PS3, so that's what I have. But that's why we need it on the PC, because then the performance is based on, you know, like all games, is based on the any given user's actual PC. So then the frame rate could be like a steady 60, and it could be so even more beautiful. And I don't know, we just need Unleashed on the PC, man. Give it to us, Sega. Come on. So like I said, one of my biggest complaints about this game is just that the boost and the homing attack are mapped to the same button. Now this isn't actually that big of a deal if you're playing through the story until you get the air boost. Because there'll be times when you just want to jump and do a homing attack, but you'll end up air boosting, and in some cases you might, that's your life. There it goes. You're done, you're dead, fuck you. So, I don't know. It'd be really cool if it gets ported to the PC, and then you have the ability to like change the controls, kind of fix that. Because then my biggest complaint would be no more. Like it's a very simple thing, but it does go a long way sometimes, and it can be. Oh Jesus Christ! Fuck you, man! I'm just trying to run through the level. Why you gotta be an evil? Slide into those goal like sliding into the DMs. Am I? Whoa! What's with Sonic's legs? Are they supposed to look like that? Cool edge in Alaska. I mean, it's just ice, right? Oh, come on. Like, it's just ice and snow, and that's it. But they made it look really fucking beautiful. And I commend them for that. And the annoying thing is, in these sledding sections, unlike the PS2 and Wii version of the game, you can't boost while you're in it. Which is like, what? The whole game you can boost. Why in that version of the game can you boost in the sled and you can't in this? Oh well. Time to boost now. At least you go way faster than that version. Holy shit. No! Whoa! Over the pit. Over the pit! Over the pits! I am on fire whilst I'm in ice. Call me Sonic Boom. I'm fucking done. I know I've talked about how this game is so beautiful and the music is so good, but my favorite part is just this little party of penguins behind me. Even Sonic's like, I don't care that I got a C, man. Look at these fucking penguins. And, ooh! Some serious drifting. I don't know this level too well. It is... Did I just... What the fuck happened there? I'm sorry, gentlemen. That's my fault. That's another thing that this game started. When you boost... Well, it might have been in Rush 2, actually. When you boost around a lot of rings, you don't have to actually run into every exact ring. When you boost, it kind of gathers them all together, and you collect them all, which is great, because then you don't have to worry about getting every single individual ring. So I don't think I'm going to cover another Werehog level just for the sake of this marathon, because they can be kind of lengthy, and I don't want that to take up all the time. So I'm going to do Adabat, and then I'll probably end on Eggman Land. Probably not going to finish Eggman Land, because, oh boy, I'll describe why. But yeah, let's do Adabat, even with the frame rate issues. Break those boxes. Kazam, 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 kazam. Green, egg, and ham it. Ooh! Run, run, run as fast as you can. Can't catch me. I'm Sonic. Doesn't have to rhyme, just has to sound good and be true. Oh boy, here we are at Eggman Land. So, this level is fucking awesome. And it's also extremely difficult and extremely long. But those are a few of the reasons why it's awesome. So, you know me. In Sonic Heroes, I complained that the levels were too long, and they were. Hold on, I gotta get this right, or else I'm gonna fall. There we go. I complained that the levels were too long in Sonic Heroes, and they were. But this, I think this is great, because this is like the final level, and it's supposed to be difficult, and my god, is it fucking difficult. It's probably the hardest final Sonic level, or hardest Sonic level, that's supposed to be hard, and not hard because it's just so hard to play the fucking game, out there. That's what makes it so cool and unique, and it's super long, and right here, look what you can do. You actually change, like, to day and night in the level, and become Werehog and Day Sonic, like, throughout the level. That's really, really cool. Like, that's just, I don't know, I think that's really fantastic. And it's super fucking long and difficult, and ooh, man, it's good. And I know that sounds weird to say, like, oh man, this is so hard, it's fucking awesome, but it really is. When they have that little arrow above their head, you're supposed to, like, do a grab move to finish them off. I think that's a little time consuming, so I just like to mash and bash. And you can do that when you're as leveled up as I am, you know, after playing the game a few times through. Although you can't really, like, play the story mode again in this game, which I think is kind of a shame. I do like that feature. I like being able to, like, start the story again. It's like adventure in that regard. You can't really play through the story again on the same file. So you have to create, like, another person on your Xbox or PS3, or just start the game over and lose all your progress. Can I just... oh, whoosh, thought I wouldn't be able to jump off. So I haven't shown off a boss in this little, you know, segment for the marathon yet, so I thought I'd go ahead and do that in the form of the best boss in this game, the Egg Dragoon. Now, yes, this boss was remade for Sonic Generations, but I don't really like that version that much. I mean, it's not bad, it's just fine, but I find that the version in Sonic Unleashed is way better. You get to play as the Werehog, and you can really, like, beat up his, like, little centerpiece right here. Like, even when he's not launching, like, attacks for you to be able to do that, you can just kind of lay on him. I mean, it does only some damage sometimes, but you can still do it, like right here. Bam! Fuck you, Eggman! I'm gonna kill you! So I'm not really sure why Eggman has this hole leading to the center of the Earth in the first place, but here we are! We're inside the Earth now. Isn't this fucking cool? So that's just about it for Sonic Unleashed. I know I covered an alright amount of it, but there's still much more to be played and to be seen in this wonderful, wonderful game that I wish more titles would take after and be like, because the presentation and the graphics and everything is just so beautiful, and I love it, and I really want this to be ported to PC, and I have a good feeling that it will be. So, thanks for watching this episode based solely on Sonic Unleashed. Tune in next time for the next episode of Sonic Historical Marathon. Thanks again. Goodbye.